they now diagnosed me with endometriosis. This is by a doctor literally fingering me. Flash making this, the flash making this, and then they found out that my urethra was so tiny.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't mind all the movement behind me because currently I'm at IB Styles and I decided to do the recording from here. So when I started this channel, I said I want to give a space for conversation, talk about anything and everything, and positivity in life. And so I actually do have a guest today, and she is so beautiful. But if you hear her story and look at her, you'll be like, huh? How can one person carry all these issues so gracefully? And today it's all about grace and refusing to look like your problems. And so I'll introduce her in a moment. She's also a YouTuber. Of course, by the end of this conversation, I'm going to share so that you're able to see and hear more about her story, and she continues to inspire people. Her name is Shiko. However, she's the only one who can introduce herself first, and here she goes.
Hi guys, welcome back to Maureen's channel, and it's been a long coming. We really missed you, and I'm more than happy to actually see you back.
Thank you.
And YouTube, thank you for having her back, because man, we had missed her we really missed her. So my name is Shiko Njoroge. For those who don't know me, of course, I mean a chunk of you people don't know me, and I don't know what to say.
All right, since your story is about what you've been through, so allow me to say that I met Shiko a few years ago. Super driven, a go-getter. I think you're an A-type person. What you see something, you wanted to go for it.
I get it.
And I know you've done so many things, and you're very young, but at the same time you've gone through so much. So on the top, so that we can let the people watching know exactly what we're talking about, maybe you can just tell us where you grew up and how you ended up where you are, and the challenges you've been going through in the last few years.
So first of all, let me tell you guys, I'm 25 years old, so that I could make everything connect to each other. I'm 25 years old, and I've gone through so much. Maybe I don't know what I haven't gone through aside from motherhood, and she's gracing it. So I mean, she's doing it for us.
We'll be waiting for you on the other end.
Oh my gosh, we'll be waiting. I mean, you'll really wait.
Well, anyway, at your own time.
So I grew up in an area called Kikuyu, and my growing up was not that open easy, because my parents separated when I was in 2012, and when they separated, that was the beginning of bipolar, because I was a daddy's girl, and I ended up staying with mommy. So that was not easy for me, because every single time, everything that I ever needed around my dad, not around my mom. I'm not saying that I hate my mother. She's played a very big role. She stood by us, but I am a daddy's girl and still remain so. So I was in primary school, St. Hannah's, and I was an attention seeker. In this way, every single time I used to faint just for attention. It got to my head that it got real. I was actually fainting, and by the time we got to know what the problem was, it was a bit too late, because my anemia had really moved in it, but really didn't know that was the problem. As you thought, I mean, it's just bipolar in here. So, but we got to know I had bipolar when I was doing my what's it called? So that's what I did my exams. So of course we pambaned with it, we moved through it, and I went to high school. High school was very smooth for me. I think it's because of the schools I also went to, and I was also a day scholar. I was in Songari, and the only thing that I battled when I was in high school was asthma. I'm also asthmatic, so I've had asthma since I was young, and it's been a really long journey with it. When I was really small, I wouldn't talk about a lot about it because I don't really remember, because I was a child. But I remember my mom running up and down. So high school, the only thing we battled was asthma. So when I was in university, I was quite okay. I wouldn't say I was sick or anything. I was very, very stable at that point in my life. And I remember, and I keep missing because that's the time I really enjoyed life. I really partied. Okay, I started partying when I was 15. I won't even lie to you. 15, I was events the Hakuna Matata.
Yeah.
I was doing them all. I was out there. My mom would tell me, don't do me. Like, there's nothing I wouldn't do actually because my mom was telling me not to do.
Yeah.
I would do it. If I want to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So it now got to a point. I started my career life, and I started my career life when I was 18. I started being employed when I was 18. No paperwork or anything, or graduation or anything. And then I would say I started falling ill in 2019 properly now. So my cramps became very heavy. No, 2018. My cramps were so bad, and they were still bad even before.
Yes.
But I didn't really know what was the cause of this. So it was so bad that I couldn't even walk. Like my legs were numb. I couldn't move. I used to throw up. It's like a woman who's pregnant. It was so messy. And when there's this one time it got so bad and my dad was home at that point, he'd come to just check the house and see if everything is okay. And he found me unwell. And he just rushed me to the hospital and they admitted me with an immediate surgery. Apparently I had an ovarian cyst that had twisted. So I went in for an immediate surgery and I went for recovery. I had not been diagnosed with endometriosis at that point. So 2 weeks later, I get this bad pain. I couldn't stand up, I couldn't do anything. I go back to hospital, they now diagnosed me with endometriosis. This is by a doctor literally fingering me.
Wow. Okay. So far, guys, I'm actually learning so much because we think, we don't know something unless we hear it from someone who's been through it.
Yeah.
So I see already so far you've been diagnosed with bipolar, then endometriosis, through a very traditional, kind of humiliating way. Wow, I mean, I'm learning about this for the first time.
It was very weird. You can imagine you're just lying down. You know that a different way, and someone's doing it, and it's a man. Anyway, so long story short, he diagnosed me with endometriosis. My first time being diagnosed with endometriosis. He put me on medication, and I went home. My periods came again, and it was the same thing over again, the pain and all that. So we went back to hospital. I was admitted and was taken to theater the next day. And when they operated on me, they found I had endometriosis on my uterus and in my ovary, inside the ovary. So they had to bust. There's a way they do it, and they scrapped off the one that was on my uterus. And I went home. Of course, I was in hospital for a while, then I went home. And 2019, I was okay. I mean, same thing. And then 2020, 2021, everything crashed. Maureen crashing. I started with endo and hospital. I went for surgery. I came out. Coming out, I had for the longest time I had been battling constipation, but we didn't know why. I went in for a colonoscopy. They found out I had chronic colitis. That's the 4th chronic. Coming out, I was discharged. 2 weeks again, I was admitted. I go in for surgery. They check and they find my kidneys had blocked. So they needed to flash my kidneys so that my body stopped swelling, because I was swelling. My whole body was just swelling. And so that it stopped swelling, they had to flash my kidneys. They flashed my kidneys, and then they found out that my urethra was so tiny in size, so they had to increase it in size. So when I'm peeing like a woman who's given birth, so to say. Me and a woman who's given birth, same as that. So that's the fifth diagnosis I had. Then I went back home. January, my birthday. I remember very well. I was admitted, and when I was admitted, they tried doing all that. Like they looked for
what was making you now end up in the hospital? Was it pains in your body?
Yes. So I used to get, it's either I have a tummy pain, back pain, or I'm just having weird pains, or I'm having fatigue, or I'm having bad headaches, but we never knew or understood what the problem was.
Yeah.
So in January when I was admitted, now that's when they came to know that I had fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
Wow. So these are now 4 serious illnesses.
Yes. Chronic colitis. There's bipolar. There's endometriosis. There's fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
So fibromyalgia is you having chronic fatigue, having different pains everywhere. Then when you're done for diagnosis, there's nothing missing. So they're the anonymous symptoms. So they're all given and they're all chronic. It's chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic sleep, chronic everything.
When it's extreme, it's extreme.
Yeah, it's just extreme.
Yeah.
When I say pain, I'm not a pain at all. When I say I have pain, it's terrible. Like right now, last week, even on that day you interviewed me, I don't know if you noticed, I kept
You
doing this
actually
on
had
the
a flare up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went to hospital on Thursday, and they wanted to admit me, but I refused. Because I had to, no, on Wednesday, you shot me on Tuesday, Wednesday I was in hospital, because Thursday I had to have my shoots, because I always shoot every Thursday.
Yes.
When I was in hospital, they told me, we have to admit you. I'm like, why? We realized you have, I don't even know how to say it, something like that.
So this is a new illness?
Yeah, this is a new one.
What?
This is last
Just
week.
the other week?
Yeah.
So what is that exactly?
This is when your spine presses a nerve. So that's why I have pain here on my back. Like I keep doing this because I want to be comfortable. Yeah. So then again, I was still diagnosed with arthritis. That's in the yeah.
Oh my goodness, I remember you were telling me you were afraid because I was sharing with you that I have rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah.
And you told me you're actually highly suspecting.
I have it.
It could be.
So when standing up, like if I sit down on the floor, standing up, it's a hassle. Yeah. Imagine. Like even before I'm told what I have, I always guess it right.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm always
because you know your body best.
Yeah.
So how has it been? You're only 25, you have all these illnesses going on, and I'm talking of extreme of everything, and that's what I was telling people. It's so hard to think such a pretty face, such a pretty girl, 5'9", majestic woman could be going through such, but I think I would want to know, like, what keeps you going every day? What keeps you thinking, I'm in pain but I have to keep pushing?
The moment I started Shiko, something I've always been praying. Let me tell you something, back then I used to have a blog. It used to be called Shiko.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used to blog about my lifestyle, about my journey. In fact, it was always about my journey. And when I realized, when I prayed to God, God showed me what you really want for me in my life. I quit my job. When I quit my job, I actually realized I want to really talk about my story. I really want people to understand it is not okay to have period pain. It's not okay to feel not okay. You need to go to hospital. People need to understand how to take care of a person who's not going through.
Exactly.
So I started Shiko. I first started a blog with a friend of mine, a vlog, sorry, and it wasn't going on well. I wasn't feeling the gist. It wasn't. That wasn't me. So I dropped it off and I started mine. And Maureen, I started Namamoto. It's only been a month. And I started with so much because I really wanted people to understand it is. We might be smiling, most of us are. If I give you the number of friends that I have who are smiling out here and they're not okay, there's so many. So many. But people don't even know how to take care of it.
It's true.
They expect, if I tell you I have been, oh no, exaggerate. You'll be fine. And just take your painkiller.
Right. And by the talking of painkillers, I know your pain is so extreme. such that you don't even take your regular medication, like painkiller medication?
No.
So you even have like a patch?
Like at the moment I have, I don't know if you can see it.
There.
I have a patch here. It's 100 times stronger than morphine. Yeah. I can't just be on normal painkiller anymore. In fact, this was given to me today.
Yes.
Because I can no longer be on the normal tramadol I was on. I can't be on the normal. It doesn't work for me. So I have to go higher.
True. Because also your pain is constant every day, and you can be at the hospital every day. So you have to find a way to manage your day to day. And I don't take it for granted that you were able to come.
I had to. There's no. I was even telling myself, I go to hospital and they tell me, they admit me, they come and shoot me in the hospital. I said, I don't care.
I'd have been happy. Well, God forbid. But we actually decided this must happen.
This must happen
this weekend. I appreciate you, Shiko. I really do.
Thank you.
So encourage somebody, and also talk to a person who has a person at home with chronic illnesses. So can you encourage the person suffering, and also tell people who take care, or other people around the person suffering something?
For someone who's going through it all, take a day at a time, because to be honest, tomorrow is not promised. It's not. And for us who are going through chronic illness, it's now seriously not promised. Like you could collapse. It's gone. It's all gone now. What you've been taking care of, what you've been working so hard for, is all gone. So just take a day at a time. Be with your loved ones. Talk to people well. Be sweet to everyone. Be kind, because you never know. You never know. You never know. And for you taking care of that person, be real. Be real to the person. Tell them the truth. Don't sugarcoat it. If you feel, like Maureen, I'm sitting next to you and I'm telling you one I'm feeling well, and then you tell me, you'll be fine. No, be real. Like do what you want others to do unto you. Yes. So don't be human. Just be and feel like, be like, hi. Okay, I'm sorry you're going through it. How could I help? Like, be human. Just do what you want others to do unto you. So that's my word to someone who's taking care of someone who's going through it. Do what you want others to do unto you. And for you who's going through it, tomorrow is not promised. Take a day at a time.
A day at a time.
A day at a time.
A day at a time. And you're feeling good, and
live life. Go to church. Go to church. If you go out, do whatever you want. By the end of the day, always remember God is everything. I'm not being very critical. I'm trying to pull stance on anything. No. But at the end of the day, God is everything. So we have to always remember that He's the one who gives us life. We have to give it back to Him.
Absolutely.
We always go.
What do you see? What do you visualize for Shiko's tomorrow, the next few years, the next several years, in terms of your desires or something you want?
I'm always hesitant, because answering this may lead to other people stealing the idea, but no one can ever steal an idea of someone else. That's all I know. So my envision on what I see Shiko Njoroge being is an insurance company, whereby I just cover menstrual and mental health only, where kids in school can just pay 500 shillings like NHIF, and they access psychologists, psychiatrists, gynecologists. You see, so long as your child is having menstrual periods, they have chances of getting pregnant. The chances of them getting pregnant,
as long as menstruation is there,
someone can take advantage of them. And these kids don't have access. No parent wants to take this child to a gynecologist. They don't want to think of it extreme. But being real, you have to think of that extreme. As a parent, you have to remember, our people out here are so malicious. They can rape your child. They could do anything to them. I'd want to be at a point where my insurance company covers as for not only women, females, but even male. They can see a guidance for whatever they're going through. And no one has ever thought of that.
So guys, this is my guest today. Let me allow her to introduce herself.
Hi guys, welcome back to Maureen's channel, and it's been a long coming. We'd really missed you, and I'm more than happy to actually see you back.
Thank you.
And YouTube, thank you for having her back, because man, we had missed her we really missed her. So my name is Shiko Njoroge. For those who don't know me, of course, I mean a chunk of you people don't know me, and I don't know what to say.
All right, since your story is about what you've been through, so allow me to say that I met Shiko a few years ago. Super driven, a go-getter. I think you're an A-type person. What you see something, you wanted to go for it.
I get it.
And I know you've done so many things, and you're very young, but at the same time you've gone through so much. So on the top, so that we can let the people watching know exactly what we're talking about, maybe you can just tell us where you grew up and how you ended up where you are, and the challenges you've been going through in the last few years.
So first of all, let me tell you guys, I'm 25 years old, so that I could make everything connect to each other. I'm 25 years old, and I've gone through so much. Maybe I don't know what I haven't gone through, aside from motherhood, and she's gracing it. So I mean, she's doing it for us.
We'll be waiting for you on the other end.
Oh my gosh, we'll be waiting. I mean, you'll really wait.
Well, anyway, at your own time.
It's my time. So I grew up in an area called Kikuyu, and my growing up was not that of an ease, because my parents separated when I was in class 2012, and when they separated, because I was a daddy's girl, and I ended up staying with mommy. So that was not easy for me, because every single time, everything that I ever needed, I'm not saying that I hate my mother. She's played a very big role. She stood by us, but I am a daddy's girl and still remain so. So I was in primary school, St. Hannah's, and I was an attention seeker. In this way, every single time I used to faint just for attention. It got to my head that it got real. I was actually fainting, and by the time we got to know what the problem was, it was a bit too late, because my anemia had really moved in deep. But really didn't know that was the problem. As you thought, I was just bipolar here. But we got to know I had bipolar when I was doing my what's it called? So that's when I did my exams. So of course we pambanad with it, we moved through it, and I went to high school. High school is very smooth for me. I think it's because of the schools I also went to, and I was also a day scholar. And the only thing that I battled when I was in high school was asthma. I'm also asthmatic. So I've had asthma since I was young, and it's been a really long journey with it. When I was really small, I wouldn't talk a lot about it, because I don't really remember, because I was a child. But I remember my mom running up and down because of it. So high school, the only thing we battled was asthma. Then I went to university. I was quite okay. Second agenda, I really want to mentor girls. I love talking to girls, to be honest. I really do. I really love talking to women or girls, like having a chit chat to the girl, just listening to them, listening to what they're going through, boyfriend behavior, whatever it is. I love listening to it, because I just love I love being there for people, to be honest. So being there for the girl child, that's my second. And by saying that, I'm doing rounds in schools.
Yes, you do.
So I'm going to be talking to girls, schools, letting them know that, probably also sensitizing about endometriosis, chronic pain, and all these things, sharing the story, giving them hope that it is okay, you shall be well. Nothing is permanent. You just need to know that it's a day at a time. Even as you're in school, it's just a day at a time.
Sorry, just to interrupt. I get what you mean. It's basically, a lot of girls, especially when it comes to menstrual pains, it's gonna go away, it's normal. And there's nothing normal about period pain, endometriosis. I hear you having a safe space, especially for younger people, so that when they're becoming older, and that's why we're doing what we're doing, it's to just show them just the way the things we were not told. Yeah. All right. I don't know what to say. I know we can carry on with this conversation.
If I shared my real story, like my full story, it would take like a whole hour. But because you want to be short and precise, I feel like what I've shared is probably enough for anyone to, just for now. Probably another time we'd have a longer session where we'd have a chit chat, not like a long, maybe a live, where people that ask questions and they're answering.
That's a fantastic idea. And again, it's also good to just capture something so that people are able to follow your channel and hear everything clearly. So can you tell them about your YouTube channel? So you could find me on Instagram first, because that's the easiest channel, as Shiko_Njoroge, and my YouTube channel, Shiko Njoroge Show. So that's where I'm doing my Shiko Njoroge Show. That's where I'm doing the whole thing. But I share so much information on Shiko_Njoroge. So much information on Shiko_Njoroge. So you should be there. I'm so humbled to be here. You have no idea. I feel like can my heart hug you? Like literally, because I don't know how, Maureen, I don't know how I could appreciate it. No, I know.
I feel like crying.
You're most welcome. Don't cry. If you cry, I'll cry. But you're most welcome. And thank you for sharing your story, for being so vulnerable. And we'll talk more, because we need to especially get into pride. We'll get into mental health issues, especially to show faces of mental health warriors. I'm a mental health warrior. Been there, done that. You're going through it. And you know, when you're walking around, it's not, there's no label. She's
going through.
And it's okay. So we will definitely be having more conversations. I don't take you for granted. Thank you for coming to my channel. Great.
Thanks so much.
Next time,
guys, actually, you're my next person.
Yay. So
you should know. So guys, follow her for amazing content. She's an amazing person. She has a sweetheart. I don't know. You all should know. You see, what you see here is more beautiful at heart. Like, she's such an amazing person.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, subscribe if you haven't. More of this will be coming. Of course, I'm trying to get the ropes. If the sound is not good, I apologize in advance. I'm getting there, I promise. I promise. Better lighting, better equipment, better everything. But thank you for watching this far. And until next time, it's chat chat.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, and follow. So I will attach everything in the description box.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao. They don't darken.
See what I'm saying?
My glasses.
Oh, yeah.